Betrayal cuts deep, but revenge sings sweeter. I'm Jake, a guitarist from Austin, Texas, who thought I'd found my forever with Riley, until her mom's meddling and a brutal lie shredded everything. From the sting of infidelity to a stage-lit comeback, this is my story of love lost, trust torched, and a payback so slick it'll make you cheer. If you've ever been stabbed in the back or risen from the ashes, drop your story below. Let's vibe through the pain together. I never thought I'd be sitting here, sprawled on my beat-up couch in a tiny Austin apartment, cradling my guitar, and spilling my guts about a story that still burns like a fresh wound. It's October now, the air crisp with that hill country breeze, and I can hear the faint hum of 6th Street's nightlife seeping through my cracked window. A year ago, I was a different man, hopeful, naive, and head over heels for a girl named Riley. Now, I'm still me, but sharper, tougher, and damn proud of the scars I've earned. Let me take you back to where it all began, because to understand how I clawed my way out of hell, you need to know how I fell in first. I'm Jake, 28, a guitarist with dreams bigger than my bank account. I've been chasing music since I was a kid, strumming chords in my dad's garage in Houston before moving to Austin 5 years ago to make it real. This city's got soul. Venues like the Continental Club, food trucks slinging Torchy's tacos, and a vibe that makes you feel alive. I work part-time at Austin Vintage Guitars, fixing strings and selling amps, but my heart's in my band, the Drifters. We're small-time, gigging at dive bars and open mics, but I've always believed we're one break away from something big. That belief kept me going, until Riley. I met Riley 3 years ago at South by Southwest, the big music fest that turns Austin into a circus every March. She was 26, a graphic designer with wild brown curls and a laugh that could melt a room. I was playing a set with the Drifters at a sweaty little bar off Red River Street, when she caught my eye, sketching in a notebook by the bar. After the show, I worked up the nerve to talk to her. "And you drawing the band or just doodling your escape plan?" I asked, grinning. She smirked, flipped the page, and showed me a sketch of me mid-solo. "Rough, but badass." "Caught you in the act," she said. We hit it off, trading stories over beers until 2 a.m. By the end of the week, we were inseparable. Riley was my muse. She'd sit in my tiny apartment, designing logos on her laptop while I wrote songs, her feedback shaping every riff. I'd play her rough cuts, and she'd say stuff like, "That bridge needs more bite. Make it hurt." She got me, and I got her. We'd spend weekends at Zilker Park, sprawled on a blanket with tacos from a nearby truck, dreaming about the future. I was saving up to propose, had my eye on a ring from a shop on South Congress, nothing fancy, but perfect for her. The plan was to pop the question on her birthday, October 12th, during Austin City Limits weekend. I'd do it on the festival grounds, under the lights, with music pulsing around us. Romantic, right? God, I was such a sap. Her family was a mixed bag. Her dad, Tom, was a retired drummer who'd played with some big names in the 80s. He'd sit with me for hours, swapping stories about gigs and gear, always saying, "You've got the fire, Jake, just keep stoking it." Her sister, Emma, was a 20-year-old UT student, sweet as hell, always texting me memes or asking for guitar tips. But her mom, Linda, that woman was a hurricane in a pantsuit. A real estate mogul with a penthouse downtown, Linda looked at me like I was a stray dog Riley dragged home. "Music's a hobby, not a life," she'd say, her voice dripping with that fake sweet tone that made my skin crawl. Riley just shrugged it off. "Mom's a control freak, ignore her," but I could feel Linda's disdain growing every time I saw her. Fast forward to last September. Things were good, great even. The Drifters had a steady gig at Stubbs, and Riley was killing it with freelance work. I'd saved enough for the ring and was plotting the proposal. Then came Tom's 60th birthday party at their house in Westlake Hills, this ritzy suburb with views that scream money. I showed up with a vintage drumstick I'd scored for Tom, signed by some obscure jazz guy he loved, and a bottle of Shiner Bock for the vibe. Linda greeted me with her usual tight-lipped smile, but Emma gave me a hug, whispering, "She's in a mood, watch out." The party was fine at first. Good food, live jazz from a trio Tom hired, and Riley looking gorgeous in a black dress that made me forget how to talk. But then Emma pulled me aside while Linda was busy schmoozing guests. Her face was pale, hands fidgeting with her phone. "Jake, I need to tell you something," she said, voice shaking. "It's about Riley." My stomach dropped. "What's wrong?" I asked, trying to keep it light. She hesitated, then blurted, "She's been seeing someone else." "For months, Mom set them up." I froze. The backyard noise, laughter, clinking glasses, the upright bass, faded into a dull roar. Unmanaged. Emma's eyes welled up. "His name's Derek. He's some finance bro Mom knows. I caught Riley texting him last week and she swore me to secrecy, said it was nothing serious, but it's not nothing, Jake. I'm so sorry." She shoved her phone at me, open to a photo she'd snapped. Riley and some slick-haired dude at a coffee shop laughing, his hand on hers. My chest tightened like someone had punched me. I handed the phone back, hands trembling. "Need to talk to her," I said, voice flat. Emma nodded, tears spilling now. "I didn't want to ruin this, but you deserve to know." I found Riley by the bar, sipping a margarita, oblivious. "Hey," I said, grabbing her arm a little too hard. "We need to talk, now." She frowned, but followed me to the patio, away from the crowd. "You and some guy named Derek?" Her face went white, then red. "Who told you that?" she snapped, dodging. "Doesn't matter. Is it true?" She crossed her arms, jaw tight. "And she." "How long?" She looked away. "Since June. 4 months. 4 months of lies while I was planning a damn proposal." Why?" I demanded, voice cracking. She sighed, like I was the one being unreasonable. "Mom kept saying you're not serious about life, Jake. That you'll never give me stability. He's got a real career. I got confused, okay?" Confused. That word hit me like a slap. "Confused?" I echoed. "You've been screwing around behind my back because your mom doesn't like my job. And you're blaming me for that?" She flinched, then doubled down. "And you're always at gigs or that store, Jake. I need someone who's there who can build something real. Mom's right, you're stuck in a fantasy." Twisting it so I was the problem, not her cheating ass. I wanted to scream, but I just said, "We're done," and walked away, her voice chasing me with half-assed apologies. That night, I crashed at my buddy Sam's place downtown. He's the drummer in the Drifters, a lanky guy with a couch that smells like weed and stale beer. I told him everything, pacing his tiny living room while he cracked a Lone Star and listened. "She's a coward, man," he said. "And her mom's a narcissist, thinks she can play God with everyone's lives." I nodded, but inside I was a mess. I kept replaying Riley's words, wondering if I'd failed her somehow. That's the trauma bond talking. Years of love don't just vanish, even when they're built on quicksand. The next few weeks were brutal. I moved out of our apartment, crashing with Sam while I hunted for a new place. Riley blew up my phone, texts like, "I messed up, let's fix this," and voicemails crying about how lost she felt. Linda got in on it too, leaving messages like, "You're throwing away a good thing, Jake. Be a man and talk this out." Audacity made my blood boil. She'd orchestrated the whole betrayal, and now I was the bad guy? I blocked them both, but the silence didn't stop the ache. I threw myself into music to survive. The Drifters picked up more gigs, Hole in the Wall, Mohawk, anywhere that'd have us. I wrote songs that bled, raw, angry stuff about broken trust and burning bridges. Sam said they were our best yet. But then a month later the gigs dried up. Venues canceled last minute, excuses flimsy as hell. I got suspicious and cornered Pete, the owner of Saxon Pub, after he bailed on us. "What's going on, man?" I asked. He shifted, uneasy. "Look, Jake, someone's been talking smack, saying you're unreliable, flaky." I got a call from a woman, said she was a concerned parent, and sounded pissed. Linda, it had to be. She wasn't just content to ruin my relationship, she wanted my dreams dead too. That was the twist that broke me, and woke me up. I wasn't gonna let her win. I'd spent too long bending over backwards for Riley's family, trapped in this codependent dance where I thought love meant taking their crap. No more. Time to set some boundaries, and hit back. I hatched a plan, but it wasn't about yelling or fighting. That's not my style. I'm a musician. I fight with sound, with stories. Austin's got this big charity concert every fall, Music for the Soul, raising cash for local kids programs. It's a big deal. Industry folks, press, the whole scene shows up. I pulled every string I had, calling in favors from years of hustling, and got the Drifters a slot. Linda wouldn't see it coming. The buildup was insane. I found a cheap studio apartment off East 6th, started rehearsing with the band like our lives depended on it. Sam brought in a new bassist, Tara, who'd heard the rumors but didn't care. Sounds like petty bullshit, she said, tuning up. We wrote a set list that told my story, starting with a slow gut-punch ballad called Fool's Strings, then ramping up to Burn the Stage, this raging anthem about taking back what's yours. I wasn't just playing music, I was weaponizing it. October rolled around, Riley's birthday, the day I'd meant to propose. Instead, I was backstage at Zilker Park, music for the soul in full swing. The crowd was huge, buzzing under string lights, food trucks pumping out barbecue and queso. My hands shook as I tuned my Gibson, but I felt alive. This was my shot, not just to shine, but to shove Linda's meddling in her face. We took the stage, and I poured everything into it. Fool's Strings had people swaying, some wiping tears, guess heartbreak's universal. Then Burn the Stage hit, and the crowd lost it, fists pumping, screaming along to lyrics about rising from ash. Between songs I grabbed the mic. This one's for anyone who's been underestimated, I said, voice steady. I almost lost this, music, my soul, to someone who thought they could control me, spread lies, kill my gigs. But I'm still here. Austin's my home, and you're my people. Let's keep this alive. The cheers were deafening. I didn't name Linda. Didn't need to. Word travels fast in this town, and I knew it'd get back to her. The real kicker? A local music blog was there recording. Next day, their post went viral. Jake and the Drifters steal the show, call out sabotage. People started digging, connecting dots. Linda's name came up in whispers. Her real estate cronies weren't happy about the PR mess. The fallout was poetic. Linda's reputation took a hit, clients bailed, citing her drama. Riley called me a week later, voice small. Mom's a wreck, Jake. She didn't mean it to go this far. Can we talk? I laughed cold. You don't get it, do you? This isn't about fixing things. You made your bed. Lie in it. She hung up crying, but I felt nothing. No guilt, no pull. I'd cut the cord. The cherry on top, a scout from a small label caught our set. 2 months later we signed a deal, not huge but enough to record an EP and tour Texas. Our first show sold out at Antone's, and I spotted Tom and Emma in the crowd clapping like crazy. No Riley, no Linda. Good. Now, here I am, a year from the wreckage, guitar in hand. I've got a new girl in my life, Lila, a bartender with a wicked smile who loves my music and doesn't care about stability. The Drifters are booking bigger venues, and I'm writing again, not from pain but from power. Linda's still out there, probably cursing my name, but she's irrelevant. Riley's a ghost I don't haunt anymore. If you've ever been gutted like that, betrayed, torn down, know this, you can rebuild. Take your hurt, make it art, and let the bastards watch you soar. Austin taught me that. Maybe it'll teach you too.